Hey guys and girls, if you're watching, welcome back to Trust and Truth. I'm your host, Justin, and this is Matt.
And today we are going to be talking about 2026, New Year's, AI,
And relationships.
and relationships.
For all you guys out there and
Yeah.
girls, if you're looking for a relationship.
Just trying to help all you brothers and sisters out and help everyone just have better relationships. Maybe it's just friends, maybe it's family, maybe it's lovers, spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, what have you.
Doesn't matter what it is. We just want to help you have a better relationship with your partner and with God.
Exactly. So to kick things off, I guess I'll talk a little bit about, New Year as we're rolling in, podcast releasing, early January. So you guys will be seeing this in January. We're filming kind of late December after Christmas, Christ mess. So Jesus Christ first, of course.
Yes.
And
always.
For 2026, as we roll into it, there's a lot of new things with AI right now. And we want to start things on the right foot, and things are getting a little crazy on the AI front. So I know Justin recently dove into GPT. So what were your first impressions when you stumbled upon GPT, the image generation, just the whole 9 yards of what AI GPT can do?
It's scary, honestly. I think we must be able, I think it's making all of us dumber. I think we must protect our minds and our, let's just say, sanctity of living, because I think with ChatGPT everything becomes so automated where you could just look up an answer and it gives you like 50 things at once. I think we're losing the ability to actually do research and have knowledge for ourselves because everything's so automated through AI.
Yeah, I would agree with that and go a little bit deeper and just say it makes us have less critical thinking because we're letting the AI do the critical thinking for us and just kind of question it less and less as time goes on. At first, everyone's like, oh, you can't trust AI. You can't trust AI. Always double check it. And as people keep using it, they're realizing they're like, oh, it's always right. It's right. It knows how to read my spreadsheet and I can send out the report. And it's a dangerous, slippery slope because you just have blind faith in AI at that point.
And I mean, I look at it as, and maybe not in 2026, but I'm looking beyond. AI is going to take all these jobs. AI is going to become so automated where, you have a job where you're working in an office and you work at like spreadsheets and you look at numbers. AI is going to be able to automate that so easily. And so many people are going to be out of work because of AI.
What was already happening? It's happened at companies like BuzzFeed. I think they laid off a lot of their workforce for the copywriters, for the law aspect of it. You can get legal advice instantly through AI, especially if you do the premium version. You get instant, better legal advice than the unpaid version. So it's like you're paying for a better lawyer with a paid version of AI. So it really is replacing jobs, and the cost and the efficiency side of it, it's a no-brainer for businesses. So everyone out there should be very wary of AI, and you should start learning to use it because it will replace you. And if you're not knowing how to use it to take advantage of it as a tool right now, while still being very skeptical of it, don't take everything it says as fact, but always do your research on your own and use credible sources, fact check everything. But it's great as a tool right now, but it is really, really scary. And I don't think there's enough parameters on it because you can bypass a lot of the things on it if you just tell it to write you a story or something. It's scary. It's really scary.
I think where society's heading, we must ban AI or put regulations on AI so then it doesn't take away our jobs and that people still have their critical thinking skills. I mean, if you look at society nowadays, most people don't know how to talk to people. Most people just listen to AI or they just listen to what's trending on TikTok and all that stuff. They don't know how to actually think for themselves or how to talk for themselves. And AI is enabling them to do that. We must put an end to AI. I think there are perks to AI, but if you want to keep society in check with, growing and moving forward, you must get rid of AI. That's where I look.
We need to, I think we need to. I mean, you see it in schools. Everyone's using it in schools. You can use it on, there's like extensions for AI to you're going through a Quizlet or some high school program or something like that, and it overlays it on your screen to give you the answers. So what does that mean as a student once you get the degree? It means AI got that degree for you. It's writing your papers for you. It's doing your math for you. It's showing you how to do everything. And you're not actually remembering how to do any of it because you never went through the struggles of having to write out long division and figure out what the answer is to the problem, or do your calculus or advanced algebra or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to know that anymore because AI is doing all of it. So we as people are becoming less intelligent. We're being very inept, and it's enabling us, and that's not a good thing. Like, if you don't know how to change the oil on your car or know what's going on with your car, like, you need to be able to figure that out without just being like, oh, woe is me, how do I someone help me. Like, it's like always victim mentality now.
And I'll say, from the era that we grew up in an era where we had to learn all this stuff in school. And I went to college, I studied political science, and I had to write papers on specific topics. I had to do my own research. I had to write the papers. And now you could just have AI just write you, a 10-page paper based on it with your sources and all that stuff and where you're getting your data from, instead of actually going to the library, doing your own research and figuring out and making the opinionated based on a claim. Because now with AI, nobody has an opinion and they don't formulate their, ideas. Nobody is formulating opinions in this aspect to understand why they believe in it or why they're writing about it. It's just all AI. And so I'm fortunate enough to not have gone to school with AI, because I get to actually critical think on all my papers and have written them, 10-page papers to like 50-page papers of, what's going on, women in politics or gender studies or, American, constitutional classes, I've taken so many different types of political classes. So I've written so many papers on so many different topics. And with now AI, you can just type it in and it gives you a paper. And I think
and it's taking away the originality at the end of the day. It's it's just regurgitation. Like, everyone is just regurgitating what they see in the media, in the news, the narrative that everyone says is true.
I mean, half the time I feel like I regurgitate the same words, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's the quality of the words that get regurgitated.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the quality of the left, the quality of the media these days, that's why we're bringing this all to light. Honestly, everything is not right. They're not saying the truth. We want the truth to be shared in the fullest extent. Even if we say something that might be wrong, we're happy to go back on it, just point out what's wrong.
Yeah.
If there is anything, and we're happy to, well, look at that, the Holy Spirit moves mountains and blankets. So we love just having you guys here, anyone that's viewing, and we love the discussion, and we are going to transition now from the AI discussion a little bit. Oh, you want to still go?
Yeah, I want to say, if you believe that AI is good, I would love to hear it in the comments. And if you believe that AI is bad, also talk about it in the comments. I personally believe that we must ban AI, and Matt might have his own beliefs, but
I don't know about banning AI. So I would say banning might be a little extreme for me.
Well, I think it's great to ban it. Hey.
All right, to be fair, I would say let's not ban AI, because then they'll be like, oh, let's ban calculators. And I'm like,
calculators are great, though.
Yeah, calculators
but calculators aren't doing the math for you. You're putting it in.
I think maybe ban AGI once that's fully assumed. So that's artificial general intelligence, which is basically been cracked right now.
But you could say, you go on Instagram and you watch a video made by Sora and you think it's real, but then it turns out to be AI. Those should be banned. That should be banned. Yeah. We must have real videos. Yeah. Deepfakes, terrible.
Deepfakes should be banned.
Yeah, we 100%. Need to put regulations.
Voice cloning should be banned. Deepfakes should be banned. Copying someone's likeness, appearance should be banned. That's the whole Writers Guild strike. That's what that was about. I believe there's some places like Netflix House. I think if you sign away your rights when you go into those places to take your likeness imaging, if they ever make a show.
Really?
They're making Black Mirror in real life.
I'm never going to Netflix House. I hope you heard it here first, Netflix. I'm never going to that place.
We like your shows, but
I don't like half of their shows. All their original shows, for the most part, suck.
Sometimes it's a little gay.
It's a lot of gay. But a lot of the woke ideology is being, canceled in a way.
Well, you got to follow the money. At the end of the day, I think you follow the money. They get funded from certain things, so they have to put things in their shows. And sometimes it's a good show, a good message.
I just don't need to see every show have a gay or trans person. It's annoying.
Stranger Things. That'd be something, going into 2026. I love Stranger Things. You guys should all look into the Montauk Project. We're going to have more to come on that, maybe a whole series on it.
We're going to have a series.
That's what Stranger Things was going to be called. So if you look into the Duffer Brothers, look into the Montauk Project, and go into MK Ultra, go down the rabbit hole on your own and comment all of your thoughts, all of your ideas, all of your conspiracies, if you'll call them that, And
we want to hear them. We want to hear.
We really want to hear them.
Say.
Maybe there's something that we don't know, but we're gonna reveal the truth and kind of piecemeal it to you over time. So,
but we're gonna take a short break, and when we return, we'll be talking about relationships. Stay tuned.
Be right back, guys. So, as you can see, we don't have any sponsors. However, we are self-sponsored. So please visit trustandtruth.co, which is where you can donate to us. It helps fund us, fund these podcasts, fund our debates, fund our missions trips, fund everything. We also have some limited drop merch. So please check us out on trustandtruth.co. Find us there. And anyone that's looking for brand deals, sponsorships, partnerships, we're kind of limited selection. We've had some people reach out, but we are very limited in who we want to partner with because it has to also be a Christian-based mission and also pro-Israel. So these are some kind of qualifiers to start with. So anyone reaching out, please find us, trustandtruth.co.
And welcome back from break. We are going to be talking about relationships now. We'll kick it off with Matt.
So to kick things off with a little A minor, Kendrick style. Shout out to Drake and dive into that rabbit hole. One day, not today. Anyways, kick things off with relationships. Let's go and just talk about kind of friendships to start, because I think that's how most relationships form. You have to have some type of connection, some type of bond. So relationships, what are they built on? You know, what would you say?
I think relationships and friendships are based on trust, communication, and a long standing of, understanding that person. I think when it comes to relationships or friendships of the opposite sex, you must understand them and shouldn't be looking for sex. That is the last thing that should be on your mind if you're looking to ultimately start dating somebody.
Right, yeah, I wouldn't say it comes down to, you're not like, the goal shouldn't be sex
ever.
No. That's the result. Like, that's when you're trying to have kids with someone. Like, you're trying to find a life
that's marriage.
partner. That's marriage.
Yeah. And you shouldn't look for someone at a bar or, at a place where it's sinful to try to, just be like, oh, I'm drunk. I just want to sleep with this person. No, your ultimate goal should be finding someone who's godly and starting a relationship and formulating a relationship with God and with that person in order to be married to them and have a family. That is the ultimate goal, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. I think you need all those things. You need the trust, the honesty, the communication, the openness to communicate.
Yeah.
And just being able to talk, even if it's a hard subject. I think that's a really big thing that we're losing a lot in society. People are getting offended at certain things that you can or can't say or talk about, and sometimes the best discussions to have within relationships or with the world are the hardest conversations that no one wants to have. It's like, oh, that's taboo. You can't say that. You can't say that here. You can't say that there. It's like, well, can I be myself? Can I have my own thoughts? Or am I not allowed to think and I can't speak my mind? Do I not have freedom of speech?
Yeah.
Is that getting questioned now?
Yeah, like I could tell you from experience, one of my past relationships, I was with someone and she was, very Christian and conservative, but she was very feminist. She's going to law school. She wanted to be a lawyer. She wanted to do all this and that. And the way how I treated her was like a normal godly relationship. And she would always say, oh, you're very misogynistic. Like, why do you act a certain way? I'm like, well, because this is how a man should act. And now in my current relationship, which is leading towards marriage, the way how I treat her and the way how our relationship is, she doesn't even say, oh, you're so misogynistic, you're anti-feminist, this and that. She loves it. She loves when I take the lead.
Right, yeah, I know, I concur. So I'm also in a long-standing, very loving relationship. We love each other, and my lovely lady also kind of concurs with Justin's lovely lady. And they both don't see it as misogynistic for having biblical traits, because the biblical way to be a man, it's not a great way of life. Like, you're kind of signing up for a shit life, to be honest with you.
I don't look at it like that.
It's not even a shit life. It's like you're signing up for willing suffering and putting yourself below someone else.
Yeah, well, you're submitting yourself under God.
You're submitting yourself under God, and you're also willing to die for your wife.
Yes, and you're willing
your
to die
family.
for your exactly.
Yeah, your family.
And Hey, if you're out there, if you're listening, honey, I love you more than anything. I just want to say that. But
Me too.
and showing her that you can be a provider for her and your family and take lead in action. Galatians 3:18 says, "Wives, be subject to your husbands as is fitting in the Lord." 19 goes, "Husbands, love your wives and do not embitter them against them. Children, be obedient to your parents in all things, for this is well pleasing to the Lord." Let's just go from there. I think more people need to understand that in the Bible, it teaches you how to be a good husband and lead your family, and for women to be a good homemaker and wife.
Absolutely. And I mean, also it comes down to just reading the Bible in its entirety. I know there's, bits in Colossians, there's bits all over the Bible where it talks about how a husband is supposed to kind of be the provider for the family, and the wife is more so the homemaker, the nurturer. And in today's society, that somehow gets construed. We've talked to people on the streets, we've talked to people all over the country, and we've debated people online, and it seems like there's just like this twisted idea nowadays
That women don't want to be nurtured.
that women don't want to be nurturing, but then the jobs that they want to do are all nurturing things. Like it's all
really
nurturing.
weird. It's really weird.
It's like animals, teaching, taking care of the elderly,
anything.
serving people, HR jobs.
Yeah, it's just weird, like how people were like, we go out in public and we ask people, like, if you could do anything in the world, what would you want to be?
Yeah.
And nobody's ever said, I want to be a loving, stay-at-home, godly mother. And that's the unfortunate thing. Luckily, we have found relationships where the women that we are in relationships with want to be that. But nowadays, all these girls want to go wear the sluttiest things and go to the bar and shake their butts and all this stuff. And it's not, it's sinful, it's lustful, it's, you're living in a life of sin and you're getting into a relationship of sin, which shouldn't be. You should be holding yourself to a better standard of that and not, being lustful and trying to sleep with a woman. You should be a godly man wanting to have a godly relationship with a woman who doesn't go and do those things.
Right, yeah. You want a woman that's going to really adhere to the Bible and be as godly as she can while still living in the world, because we can't live outside the world. Obviously, we're all stuck in the world. And Satan is called the prince of the air and the god of this world, lowercase g, mind you, very lowercase g, not the big G, the true God. So we have to be very mindful and not be deceived, because the end times are very deceitful, and we're living in times where there's Sora 2 and AI generated content that are deep fakes of fake people and fake locations that look real for crimes that could be fake and real, and someone could get indicted for these fake crimes of someone that looks identical to them, but it's just a deep fake of them. So we're living in very scary times right now to tie in the AI with the relationships, and a lot of people are using AI to help their relationship problems. And the AI, the thing if you're careful with is AI is very validating of you. So in case you're prompting it, it really comes down to your prompts. So when you're prompting it, ask for the unadulterated truth. Ask for the fullest sense of the truth. Have unbiased opinions. Don't just agree with you for sake of agreeance, but look at the truest lens, because AI will deceive you, and if you're not careful, you will believe it.
And I think, not even on that topic, but I think too many men and women watch porn. I think too many men are objectifying women and not actually holding them to a higher standard. And so women are now using their bodies to objectify themselves to make money off of these lustful men, which is so sad, because women, hold yourself to a higher standard, don't do these certain things. And men, why pay for it? Why watch this thing? Because it's going to ruin your relationship. It's going to ruin your opportunity to have a relationship with a woman if you only think about her in lustful ways.
Yeah, because if you think about it in terms of if you are just, let's say, sleeping with one girl and in a monogamous relationship, obviously you're not going to have a high body count over time as that relationship flourishes over time and you're in that relationship. Now, if you are single and just looking to mingle, and you go out and about and you have one night stands,
Tinder and all the dating
Tinder,
apps.
Hinge, all the dating apps. I'm not saying it's not good to find people on there. I'm saying if your objective is to just sleep with them and move on to the next, just to add another notch in the belt, that's a really rough way to go, because at the time you turn 30 and you're like, wow. Sorry guys, so we just cut off in the middle of talking about dating apps, but the whole point is that guys need to be less lustful. I know it mentions it in Matthew, I think all the Gospels, but it talks about if you're lustful, even with your eye, you should pluck it out. throw it
Yeah.
away. It's better to enter the kingdom of heaven without an eye or a hand
Mhm.
than than to keep living in that way. So you need to start trying to remove these thoughts, these emotions, these ideas from your head, from your heart, and start trying to purify and sanctify yourself.
And stop going out and getting blackout drunk and just looking for women to sleep with. Like, we must ban corn. I truly
Yeah.
believe that. I think it's a sin and it's the worst thing that's ever happened to society. I think women are getting money because of men's lustfulness, and they're using the attention from that
Right.
to make money.
They're still relying on men to provide, just in a different way, through selling their own bodies. Instead of becoming a godly wife, they're now
Yeah.
just selling their bodies and becoming a wife of everybody instead of a wife for one man who will actually provide.
Yeah, and I think a woman's body is the most beautiful. I look at it as like the eighth wonder of the world. And I think women shouldn't sell their bodies online so everybody can see. A woman's body should be just for their spouse. And a man's body goes the same way. A man's body should only be for that woman. And we must make sure that people understand that relationships aren't based off of corn. Because once you think that relationships are based off of corn, then you become lustful. And the only thing in your relationship that's keeping it together is that image of the woman in sexual acts. And we must ban it. We must not have people believe in that. We must enable people to actually have godly relationships with their spouses.
Yeah, completely agree. I think, having that openness, communication, getting to the root of the belief, and not just have the surface level lust.
Yeah.
I think it's too much surface level lust, and I understand that's how people can quote unquote connect, literally, and that's not really the way that people should first connect. I think you need to build rapport. You have to build trust. It's not just given right away. So don't have your legs open right away, and then you wonder why abortion's going rampant, and
Oh my
we have all
gosh.
these issues. Like it snowballs into a catastrophe of issues.
So many women
from
are
it.
on Plan B. So many women take birth control. So many people get abortions. I mean, you know why? It's because people are having sexual acts that are not religious sexual acts. It's not in love, it's in lust. And I think we must, abortions are bad. We must not murder children. I think preborn humans, let's just say that.
Yeah,
I
I agree.
think
Yeah.
we must ensure the life of every preborn human so then they can have a life. I think we must enable people to stop going out and being lustful. We must make sure that women aren't going out, and men too, are going out and creating sin and then murdering that sin because of it. We must ensure that people are having godly relationships and godly marriages and having children through God.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think if someone comes over and throws the cake out of your oven that's almost done, I would say they ruined my cake.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think human rights start at the conception of humanity. So from the second there's new DNA formed, and it is no longer the man or the woman's same DNA, but in fact a new DNA that's formed. That is when new human life has been created. So we believe in science. We believe in technology, engineering, math. A lot of those things all come from the Bible. And a lot of that is founded on the many patterns and between earth and in heaven that God has set forth. So, trust and truth, guys. We are very glad to have you part of the mission. We would love to hear any comments, concerns, questions you guys have. Please, again, subscribe, share. Find us on trustandtruth.co. And anything, Jad?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have more podcasts more specifically about how to live and be in a godly relationship, and just how to have better friendships with your friends, godly, like through God, and better just overall relationships, like relationship advice. Maybe not in the lens of someone who's godly, but maybe in the lens of someone who's been through those experiences of going out into the bar and trying to talk to women or trying to make friends at a bar. Like, we're going to share a lot of relationship experiences as well as so many different topics.
Yeah,
But
so
we just want to say,
so many life experiences.
Exactly. But we just want to say, for our first initial podcast, we're going to try to keep it short and simple and just try to give it with our opinions. And then we'll go more into detail on based of what you want to hear.
Right, yeah.
More relationship questions.
Yeah, we really want to hear from you guys, the audience. See what direction you guys would like the podcast to go in. I know we kind of shared in our first 5 W's podcast in terms of our direction, but it's helpful as we kind of course correct as we go and grow and move through time in 2026. and have more guests on the podcast, go to different places, share life experiences, maybe do some, a day in the life type vlog style content, sharing some healthy aspects of living. We'd just love to hear what direction you guys want to hear.
Yeah, when it comes to relationships or any topics, we have our own topics and we're going to talk about them because we believe very strongly in those beliefs. But when it comes to relationships, we know that today society is very different in relationship manner. And we just want to make sure and ensure that people are able to find relationships with a spouse that's loving and caring and that they find.
And the
And with
dishwasher
that,
says, it's time to go, it's time to go. So with that,
we'll catch you on the next video.
trust and truth. Peace.
See you.